Hey y'all, did you miss me? I'm back for another video, and today we're doing a raw meat tier list. And straight off the bat, I want to make these tiers clear. S tier is perfect quality meat, something that you can eat every single day and will keep you extremely healthy with no issues. F tier is meat that I would not personally ever eat. Now, I do want to mention that this rating is going to be based on more than just health. 90% of this is going to be how healthy or unhealthy a meat is. Like F tier is going to be highly unhealthy, and S tier is going to be very healthy meat, perfect quality meat. But I will be factoring in price, availability, and taste as well, because those are all factors. For example, I have grain-fed beef in F tier, almost solely because grain-fed meat tastes like shit. Red meat in general tastes like shit, but grain-fed beef tastes like shit, and you're not going to be able to down a lot of red meat. And now you might be thinking, oh, is he going to put grass-fed beef in S tier? No, I'm putting grass-fed beef in D tier, because grass-fed beef is not much better than grain-fed beef. Now, granted, there's more than likely less adrenaline toxicity that comes with grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef is more nutritious. It's easier to digest. There's less toxins in it because the cows aren't jabbed and they're raised on their natural diet and all that. But guys, beef should be the last meat you're eating, bruv. Like, beef should be like 10-20% of your diet at most, bruv. Some people like me, I don't eat any red meat whatsoever. I only do white meat, and you'll be better off on white meat, guys. Eating red meat is a rookie mistake. You can tell who started the diet recently or not based on what kind of meat they eat. If they only eat red meat, they started the diet within a year, maybe 2 years. So yeah, keep that in mind. But just to recap, remember the problems with red meat, guys. It's too acidic. It's hard to digest. Now, everybody always claims, oh, but beef has more nutrients than chicken. On paper, it does. But guys, over 50% of molecules in meat are undiscovered. So there's technically no evidence that beef is more nutritious than chicken. But even if it is, it's so acidic and so hard to digest because of our messed up digestive systems that white meat will digest infinitely better. So right off the bat, grain-fed's going in F tier and grass-fed's going in D tier. Now, moving on, we're going to the pork. I'm going to be putting the factory pork in F tier. Same reasons as beef, guys, because pork is red meat. It's kind of a mixture of white and red meat, but factory pork has so many problems. Like, they jab the hell out of it, they feed it antibiotics, and they also bleach the meat, which is the true killer of pork. The main reason factory pork is bad for you is because they bleach the hell out of this stuff. Because sure, even though Thai and PUFAs and all this crap, you can, if you eat it raw, you can just excrete it. But either way, factory pork is going in F tier in my opinion, guys. It's just not good. And now moving on, guys, I'm putting pasture pork all the way in A tier. Pasture raised pork is some of the healthiest meat you can get. It is the most ideal red meat, guys. There's a reason why few groups of people like to demonize pork. It's because it's extremely healthy for you. It's one of the healthiest meats out there. If you're craving red meat, you should have some pasture raised pork, guys. Pasture raised pork is excellent. And now it is quite expensive and hard to get, which is the only reason I'm not putting it in S tier. If pasture raised pork was cheap and easy to access, that thing would be S tier. That would be the best red meat there is. But you know, because of the price and all that, it's got to go A tier. And it also does taste really good, especially compared to beef. It tastes much better. And now next on our list is pasture-raised lamb. Now, factory farming lamb is not really a thing in America, so I'm not including that. But pasture-raised lamb, it's going to go in B tier. Now, the reason why I say B tier is because it has a lot of the same issues as beef, but what it has better than beef is that it's often cheaper and it's often more delicious. When you taste lamb fat, it tastes so much better than beef fat. Beef fat is like hard, especially the suet fat, but dude, lamb fat is delicious. Lamb is excellent, but again, it does come with the problems that grass-fed beef or just beef in general comes with, so I have to put it in B tier for that reason. Now, moving on to the chicken, I am putting factory chicken straight in F tier, guys. And the reason why is the exact same reason as pork. Factory chicken are fed terrible things. Now, granted, thankfully, in America, antibiotics and hormone use is illegal in chickens. Now, maybe they're doing it secretly, who knows, but the main problem with factory chicken is they bleach it, guys. So it's like an antibiotic bomb. You have to be super careful with factory chicken. And now that I come to think about it, if I have to order the F tier, I think, you know what, I think this is a good order. Grain-fed beef, the least harmful. Factory pork, the second least harmful. And factory chicken, probably the third most harmful. So factory chicken is very concerning, guys. Again, here's the thing though. If you scrape the chicken, you remove the bleach coating on it, it might actually not be too horrible. It might be like a D or a C tier, but that's just unreasonable. That's something impractical. Not everyone's going to be able to do that. And factory chicken being very cheap is nice, but it doesn't outweigh the downsides in my opinion. So factory chicken is going to be an F tier for me, guys. And now, pasture raised chicken, guys. Straight up S tier. Pasture raised chicken is arguably the healthiest meat you can eat, because not only is it affordable, it's easy to get, but it has no toxins, no problems, because like I mentioned, there's no antibiotic, there's no hormone use in America. Maybe they jab the chickens, but that's not a huge deal unless you're eating the organs. But chickens also don't live a long time, so they're not able to accumulate too many toxins. So pasture raised chicken is perfect. It's white meat, it's very easy to digest, it feeds the nervous system, it's excellent for you. The body can use it just fine to build muscle. It has all sorts of nutrition. It's an excellent meat for you. We'll get around to fish, but I'll explain why I think chicken is healthier than fish later. But guys, pasture raised chicken is S tier, truly the best meat you can have. And now factory farm turkey is going straight into F tier behind chicken. Factory farm turkey has all the exact same problems as factory chicken I just mentioned. However, factory turkey is even more expensive than chicken, and turkeys live a longer life than chicken, and they're larger, so they accumulate more toxins from the crap they're feeding them. So, guys, factory turkey is not ideal whatsoever. I don't think I would ever eat factory turkey if it came to it, but I can't say the same about pasture-raised turkey. Now, pasture-raised turkey, excellent stuff, guys. However, because of the price and the cost, I have to put it in B tier, to be honest. Because here's the thing, I would put it in A tier, but it's simply too hard and too expensive to get. It's not something reasonably that you can acquire all the time. But pasture-raised turkey is just as healthy as chicken. It's an excellent source of meat. And now moving on, we got farm-raised salmon, guys. This stuff is booty, man. But where should I put it? You know what? I'm putting farm-raised salmon behind factory chicken. I think farm-raised salmon is even worse than all these, because they put food dye in farm-raised salmon and they feed it total nonsense. This is why they have to dye the salmon, because otherwise it's a pale, nasty color that you don't want to eat. Salmon also has the unique problem of being GMO, which I will be talking about in a moment. But yeah, salmon is highly GMO. It's fed a bunch of bullshit food dyes. Because of that, it has to be an F tier. I would never eat farm-raised salmon, not in a million years, guys. Now, moving on to wild-caught salmon. This might surprise you guys, but I'm going to put wild-caught salmon in D tier. The reason why is because it's well known that they have released GMO salmon into the wild. So anytime you eat wild salmon, you're taking a risk. You don't know if it's going to be GMO or not. Now, in the off chance that it's not GMO, salmon could be like a B or an A tier. It could be a lot better than it is now. But because you're taking that risk and it being expensive as well, and honestly, like, salmon doesn't even taste that good, especially compared to chicken. I don't even understand why people like glaze salmon so much. Guys, there's a reason why doctors tell you salmon is the healthiest meat. It's because, listen, you do the opposite of what doctors tell you, 99% of the time you'll be correct. Now, this isn't exactly an always true rule, but you got to look at what the mainstream media promotes and what they try to make you not eat. The mainstream media tells you not to eat raw chicken or pork because you'll die. They say that raw beef is okay. They say that salmon is the healthiest fish, or they even say salmon is the healthiest meat because omega-3. Even though there's barely any omega-3 in salmon, because omega-3 is from fat and salmon is lean as hell. But yeah, because of that reason, guys, I have to put salmon in D tier. It's not good. Definitely behind grass-fed beef, though I would rather eat grass-fed beef. And you know what? I'm almost inclined to maybe move grass-fed beef to C tier, but we'll see. Now, on the same topic of fish, I just put random wild average size fish, like, all in a tier list because they're all basically the same. I mean, like cod, tilapia, yellowtail, all those fish, all those like random generic fish you find that are wild caught. There's honestly no problem with them. They're honestly pretty good, and they're very low in heavy metals considering the fact that they're pretty large fish. But honestly, I'm gonna have to put them at the top of B tier just because fish inherently has heavy metals. While you don't digest 98% of the heavy metals in raw fish or raw food in general, it's still 2% of heavy metals you're consuming. And because of that fact, I have to put wild caught fish in B tier. But it's still an excellent quality meat, guys. Remember, anything like B tier and above, you can happily eat with little concern. It's just some are more ideal than other. Anything like C tier and below, guys, you know, C and D I would eat if I was in a pinch for sure. I wouldn't have any problem eating beef or salmon, even though I don't really like beef. F tier is shit that, like, come on, you guys don't want to eat that, you know. But grain-fed beef almost deserves D tier, but it's just, it has the problems that, you know, come with beef, so I don't know, it's got to be F tier for me. Now, another fish, guys, I put swordfish in here just because swordfish, Aajonus is a big fan of swordfish. I love swordfish myself. It's very delicious. Now, here's the thing. I have to put swordfish in B tier. I would say, honestly, the bottom of B tier, just because the fact it's a very large fish, it accumulates lots of heavy metals, but again, not a huge concern because you don't digest most of the heavy metals, but it is still a concern. And the fact that it's also very expensive and hard to get, I have to put it at the bottom of B tier, but swordfish is an excellent meat. If you guys ever get the chance to get swordfish, it's delicious. If you guys live in Florida, in Publix, they often sell swordfish. I've seen it as cheap as $7 a pound. Now, recently, I've seen it for $18 a pound. Literally, like 2 days ago, I went to Publix and I saw swordfish. So, swordfish is definitely available, but it's just, you know, it's a little too expensive, but it tastes amazing, guys. It's still amazing for you. I have to put it in the bottom of B tier, though. I think it's a great choice for sure. Now, moving on to the shrimp, I want to put farm-raised shrimp at F tier. Now, where in F tier? I think in front of the salmon, dude. So listen, the problem with farm shrimp is exact same problems as salmon. They feed it a bunch of horse crap. But the nice thing about farm salmon is they don't live a super long time, so they don't accumulate as many toxins. But either way, their flesh is still made up of all these toxins, and when you eat a shrimp, you're eating the whole animal, you're eating the organs, you're eating everything. So it's definitely problematic because a lot of toxins will be stored there. But I think the toxins in salmon far outweigh the toxins in shrimp. So I'm putting shrimp a little bit in front of salmon. But either way, guys, farm shrimp, not something I want to eat. Now, however, wild shrimp, guys, I'm a huge fan of wild shrimp. Wild shrimp is super slept on, guys. I want to put wild shrimp, honestly, like A tier, dude. Because, first of all, it doesn't accumulate any toxins at all because it lives such a short time. The amount of toxins it accumulates is completely benign. It's a very small animal, and it's full of nutrition. It's very delicious. It's cheap as well. So, guys, wild shrimp is excellent. I'm willing to put it at A tier for sure. It's a really good meat. Now, I will put it before pasture-raised pork just because I think the pork is a little bit more versatile than the shrimp. But the shrimp is excellent, guys. Excellent. I'm putting it in A tier. And now, to wrap up the seafood, I didn't put any scallops or other shellfish because, honestly, I just don't have enough experience with them. But with the oysters, I decided to separate them into store-bought oysters and foraged oysters. Listen, store-bought oysters, I'm referring to mostly wild-caught, like the one you see at Whole Foods. But farm-raised oysters are also okay because farm-raised oysters are farmed in the ocean. They live their natural life. They eat their natural diet, which is seawater. They filter seawater because seawater is toxic. I don't know if you guys know this. Every single animal that lives in the ocean has defense mechanisms to protect themselves against the salt in the seawater. But these oysters, their job is to filter out the seawater. So they eat their natural diet. They live very healthy lives in the store-bought. But the reason why I'm separating them is because if you guys didn't know this, by law, oysters are required to be irradiated to be sold in stores. And this is to kill a certain bacteria that's highly detoxifying. And this bacteria, if you've ever had foraged oysters, which I'm going to talk about shortly, you can get an insane detox from them. I've known several people that have eaten store oysters with no problem, and then they eat a foraged oyster that they caught themselves, and they start throwing up blood and shit because oysters are highly detoxifying. But because it's irradiated in the store, this bacteria is no longer alive. However, the other bacteria is still alive. So store-bought oysters are still an amazing choice, guys. And honestly, I'm willing to put them at the top of A tier. Am I? You know what? I'm putting store-bought oysters behind the pork just because of the fact that it's irradiated and it can be expensive. So oh, but pasture-raised pork is expensive too. It's a really close one, guys. It's really close. Honestly, it could be either or. It could be oysters in front of the pork or oysters behind the pork. But either way, I'm putting store-bought oysters right behind the pasture-raised pork in front of the wild shrimp. And now, the foraged oysters, straight up S tier. I would even go as far as to putting them in front of chicken, but just the fact that they're hard to get, you got to forage them yourself. They don't have a long shelf life. I have to put it before chicken, but guys, foraged oysters are some of the healthiest food you can eat. They're super rich in minerals, super rich in nutrients. They digest perfectly because it's white meat. It feeds your nervous system. It's amazing for you. Aajonus even talked about a woman who was in her like 70s or 80s that lost her teeth when she was younger, and she grew back a third set of teeth on an oyster only diet. All she ate was oysters. I'm guessing some fat as well, but she ate mostly oysters, if not all oysters, and she grew a third set of teeth back because the oysters are so rich in minerals. And you don't need to worry about the salt content in oysters because there are no salt content in oysters. It's filtered ocean water. Any kind of pollutants, the toxins, the salts, the oysters remove themselves and make it into a bioavailable form of sodium and all the other minerals. Oysters are excellent. Some of the healthiest food you can eat. Guys, if there's only two meat you should ever be eating, it should be chicken and oyster. A good third is pork, guys. Pork is excellent as well, but the foraged oysters, some of the healthiest food you can eat. And now I saved a couple fun ones for last. So we got raccoon meat, and this is just American raccoons that you find and you kill. Guys, these are going to F tier, like straight at the bottom of F tier. Not only is it because they eat garbage American food, they live on like Doritos and shit like that, foraging off your trash. But something you might not know, in certain parts of the country, they airdrop little tablets of food that attracts raccoon that has jabs in it. It has the rabies jab in it. So a lot of these raccoons that are around in America are jabbed. They have the rabies jab, which is one of the worst jabs because it's an mRNA jab. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, so I'm just going to say it once. But that word I just said right there, it basically makes you genetically modified, which turns the raccoons genetically modified. So highly advised against, but I mean, if you want to have some fun, eating it once or twice won't kill you. Nothing in the F tier eating once or twice will kill you guys, but it's something to avoid. And now dog and cat meat. Same issue as raccoon meat, guys. Highly jabbed. They feed it trash. Now, if you had a dog or a cat that was raised on only raw meat, eating it would be kind of healthy, but it's so lean you die of rabbit starvation. So I can't recommend eating dog and cat meat, guys. That's going at the bottom of F tier. And now last we got human meat. I don't think I need to say a lot about human meat, guys. Bottom of F tier. Human meat is the worst meat you could ever possibly eat because humans are so toxic, so full of jabs. It's unbelievable, guys. Like, human meat is total garbage. So, yeah, you don't want to eat human meat. Now, this whole nonsense that you'll get prions disease from eating human brains is nonsense, but I'm sure if you ate a human brain, you would probably become mentally retarded and maybe get some sickness from it because human brains are so toxic. But either way, you don't want to eat human meat, guys. Hey, well, that wraps this up, guys. I know that was kind of a short video, but hey, what can I say? It's useful information. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hey, to wrap this up, y'all, I want to give a special shout out to two recent supporters. Number one, @GodHasJudged on Instagram. I'll have his @ up here on the screen. I'll also have his Instagram link in the description. Please give him a follow, guys. He's a very handsome Aryan gentleman, blonde, blue eyes. This guy is like peak Chad, very handsome gentleman, and I appreciate the support so much. You guys have no idea. And now the second gentleman I want to give a shout out to is Juanito. I'll have his Instagram right here. I just call him Juan for short. Another beautiful, handsome Spanish gentleman. I think he's Spanish, but he's a beautiful, handsome gentleman. I appreciate the support so much. I'll also have his link in the description to his Instagram. Please give him a follow. He's a handsome, young, beautiful gentleman. But hey, that's it, y'all. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry for not uploading for the last week, but I'm locking the fuck back in. So, hey, see you. I love you. Bye.